You like Chainsaw Man, right? I mean, who doesn't? At this point, pretty much everyone you know has watched Chainsaw Man. Your friends, family, pets, the monster hiding in your closet. I mean, it's obscenely popular, and I'm here for it. I read the whole manga, and with the adaptation, we got one of the best openings of all time. But something even better is that with every new episode of Chainsaw Man, we are now also blessed with an entirely new ending from some of the most talented names in the industry. It's just like getting a Christmas present each week. Well, with so many new and popular endings, it can be a little hard to keep track of them all, especially when trying to figure out the best and worst endings of the show. So today, we're going to rank every Chainsaw Man ending so you can find the best one and just listen to it over and over and over and over and over again. I'm going to go from ending 1 to ending 12, and then ranking them on a tier list, how every extremely important matter is decided. I mean, it's how my parents ranked who their favorite child is. I'll also be using this table to rank the specific song and visuals from good to bruh. This will help me determine a better rating for each of the endings. So starting off with the first ending, we have Chainsaw Blood, and it is a little bit of a disappointing first ending. I mean, it just didn't really blow me away in terms of the visuals or the song. The visuals are really just more or less clips from the first episode, and kind of boring since it's exactly what you just watched. The song is also fine. At first, I didn't really care for it, but after a few listens, I think it got better, and it is a decent song. Not bad, but I wouldn't say it's good. I think you can actually just listen to the song by itself, and you'd really overall have the same, if not a better experience. Honestly, I think the visuals belong on the bottom. Just compared to everything else, they are definitely the worst. And then for the song, just above that. And this might be controversial, but I'm putting the first Chainsaw Man indie in Blood tier. It has some of the worst visuals, and while the song is okay, it definitely isn't enough to save it. I think pretty much everything about this ending is better than the first. The visuals are much better, as it just isn't a slideshow of the second episode, like how the first ending was, and the art style that we went with for this ending feels like it fits perfectly with the song. Talking about the song though, I like it a lot more. It feels very groovy, and I just feel like this ending is an actual anime ending rather than the first, which kind of felt like a commercial. The art style and visuals are pretty, and I like the simplicity of them, so they can be like right in the middle of neutral, I think, and the song is also pretty good, better than the visuals, so it can be right above it. Overall, I like this ending a lot more, and I think it is a solid ending that belongs in the solid tier. This is the Chainsaw Man ending. By that I mean if there weren't 12 endings and just one, I think this would definitely be that one ending. Although I wouldn't say it's the best, as we still have 9 more to look through, it's definitely good. And so far, this ending blows the other 2 out of the water. The visuals are just so good looking and just capture the chaos and insanity of Chainsaw Man. I mean, throughout it, the entire theme changes like 3 separate times, and by the end, I had to rewatch the ending because I was just so confused by everything that just happened and all the hype. So, of course, the song is pretty jamming as well, although it's definitely apparent that the visuals and songs are supposed to go together, opposed to just listening to the song. I still think it's okay. Given the amazing visuals, it's definitely going to be top of the charts. But just looking at the song, it's okay, so it can be just hitting good. With that in mind, and in respect for how good it is, it belongs in the pure dopamine tier, which means it can potentially be the best opening. But we'll see. Well, I didn't think I'd have back-to-back favorite endings. I definitely do. This ending is amazing in so many ways. Both the visuals and song are amazing, and they fit together perfectly. I love that this ending focuses on Power, and how they go about showing her in her plethora of outfits and crazy personality. I also love how it looks like the ending was animated on the DSi Flipnote. As soon as I saw it in the beginning, I thought back to that Flipnote animation of that dude drop-kicking someone. I think this ending not only fits Power and all of her craziness perfectly, but like just a banger to listen to. And it definitely gets stuck in my head, and I think about it a lot, honestly. I mean, both the visuals and song are amazing, so they're both going to be ranked like pretty high. I don't think I'd say that the visuals are better than ending 3's for now, but we'll see. But I think the song is definitely like the best out of everything we've heard so far. Another pure dopamine tier ending, as well as being my personal favorite, and advocate for best Chainsaw Man ending. At this point, you might as well just expect every ending to be an absolute banger, because this ending also just goes off. I really like how the ending has the themes of infinity based on the episode, and uses the characters in really interesting pieces that are all like wallpaper worthy. The visuals are chaotic but feel controlled, and are super random, even having a horse, but it still just manages to work in Chainsaw Man. The song is also really hype, and I think adds to it. I really like a lot of the parts in it. Back to back, we are just getting super high ranked endings, and I mean the visuals are just spot on, and most definitely the best animated, placing them at the highest so far with the best visuals, I think, above endings 3 and 4. And although the song is a banger, I wouldn't say it's better than ending 4's song. This of course puts ending 5 in the pure dopamine tier, which is definitely looking a little full, but I mean, the Chainsaw Man endings are just that good. What I especially love on how we're getting so many different endings is how that each one is totally different, and we could get really amazing endings like these, with such cool visuals. As we can see in this one, going for a totally different style, and looking like it was ripped straight out of the manga, I think the song here is really the best part though. It's a genuine banger, and what I love about each of these songs is that they portray the different vibes, but are in no way boring. I like this ending a lot. The visuals are decent, putting them about right here for now seems about right, and the song is a banger, so it's just gonna be higher than the visuals, I think. This ending is definitely one to be remembered, so I think putting it in the Now We're Talking tier is good. The visuals they go with for ending 7 are just so cool. I love the CRT TV aesthetic that they went with, and how they even changed the subtitles to an older design to fit in with the theme. I think it's also great how with each ending they've put in subtle things to show off more, like how in this ending having most of the female cast in provocative clothing is a nod to the manga panel, or putting emphasis on everyone's favorite vomit scene. I think the song is also great, and it's refreshing to have some different vocals. Both the visuals and song are really great, and I think putting them snugly in good makes a lot of sense, with the song being a bit higher. Putting this ending in the same tier as the last one makes sense, honestly right above ending 6. I know I'm going to be pronouncing this wrong, so I apologize in advance, but Ling Tosite Sugure gives us some of the best openings that have ever graced my ears. I mean, for one, the Psycho-Pass opening is just chef's kiss. I love the vocals present in the song from them, and it just overall is an exceptional song. Honestly, the visuals here are great, and they definitely shouldn't be looked over, but the song here is really the best part. I mean, it just is so good, and I love it. This decision is really hard for me, as I really like ending 7, but putting it at the top of the Now We're Talking tier seems fair. This is the first ending we've had that's honestly really slower paced, and focuses really hard on just the emotions that should be drawn out because of the events of the episode. I think the ending's visuals and song are both pretty good. I mean, they do a good job at summarizing Himeno's characters and the sacrifices she's made, but the visuals are just kind of more or less slow and boring, and it makes sense. And the song is the one that does a big part in keeping it interesting. I mean, it's by Eimer, so the vocals are just on point. The visuals are really just okay, just a lot of dancing blood. But the song is pretty good, and I think it carries the ED right into solid tier. Another ending with an insanely different visual direction that I also love. I think it's really great how they chose to go with adding the live action elements and being able to really kind of like show how the Chainsaw Man world looks. I also really like the subtle nods it has for us manga readers, and I do really enjoy the song. I mean, it's just so good, and it meshes really well with the visuals. The visuals are really cool to look at, and the mixture of live action and animated elements is nice to see, but the song is just a banger, and earns its place at the top of the rank. So yet again, we have another opening in the pure dopamine tier, I think between endings 5 and ending 3. Fun fact, but something interesting about these endings are that sometimes only one animator animates the entire thing, which is honestly so crazy, and I have no clue how they're able to do that, but honestly that's just awesome. Anyway, this ending was also animated by one person, and I think they did do a pretty good job. I mean, I like the visuals, and while they're not as good as the others, for one dude, it's a pretty good job. And the only disappointing part is that the song is okay. It's just kinda meh. and it's alright. The ending is okay, I just think it isn't as good as the others have been, and so the visuals, they're going to be like neutral, and same for the song, it's just a bit lower considering it's just not that good. I think it's going to be headed for med tier. Here we are. We finally reached the end at ending 12 and could be graced by Eve's beautiful vocals. I don't know what I was expecting for the last ending, as it really could have been anything. I mean, a great song was given, but visual wise, I didn't know what to look for. But as we can see, they didn't really do much, and I think it's fair to say that they are boring with a pretty hype song. But as it being the last ending, I think it was a good farewell to season 1. With the visuals still not being amazing, but honestly better than some others, I'm putting them in neutral. And the song is a banger. I mean, Eve always has amazing songs, so I'm going to put it right next to ending 7. In terms of the tier list, I'm comfortable with putting ending 12 in the Now We're Talking tier, between ending 7 and 6. With every ending now ranked on this beautiful tier list, I think we can conclude on which one of these endings is the best Chainsaw Man ending. As endings 4 and 5 are the highest ranked in both visuals and song, I think it's definitely between them. They both have great visuals, a catchy song, and are unique. In terms of being the best overall ending, I think I definitely have to give it to ending 4. It has an amazing song, unique visuals that complement it extremely well. And while ending 4 may not be the best ending if there has to be one, I think it's definitely the best ending we've received, with ending 5 and 3 being close seconds. I think what Mappa did with Chainsaw Man and the adaptation in general has been phenomenal, and I honestly can't wait to see it be fully adapted someday. It's been great listening to every new ending that they've come out with, and has made me so much more excited to watch it each week. But just remember that, you know, with all of these endings, no matter what, the opening is better. Thank you to anyone who's watched up until this point. It means a lot to me, and if you have watched this far, you might as well subscribe just to get more content like this. It really means a lot. And just make sure to check out my other videos too, like, you know, this one, or maybe this one. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!